I didn't scream when I saw them. The hall smelled like lilies, my lilies. The music that was supposed to play at my wedding now filled the air for someone else's. My sister sat at the altar in a gown almost identical to mine, her hand resting on his thigh like it had always belonged there. When our eyes met, she smirked. "He's mine now." The photographer froze mid-shot. My mother gasped, but I just kept walking, each step echoing through the church like a countdown. I stopped beside him, leaned in close enough that my veil brushed his cheek, and whispered something only he could hear. His face went pale. I turned to leave. He chased after me, his voice cracking. "You can't do this to me." I stopped at the doors, looked back over my shoulder, and said softly, almost kindly, "Because you deserve this." 3 years earlier, I thought I'd met forever. Ethan was the kind of man who made promises sound real. He paid attention to the smallest things, how quiet I got when I was hurt, how I liked my coffee. No sugar, no lies. When he proposed, his hands trembled as he slipped the ring on my finger. I thought it was love. Turns out it was guilt. My sister Lily had always been the louder, prettier one, the kind who never asked, she just took. I didn't mind that growing up, not until she took him. It started small, his phone lighting up late at night, her name showing up more often in our talks. "She just needs advice," he said. "You know how fragile she is." I did. I also knew she could fake it better than anyone. Then came the night he didn't come home. He said he was with clients, but his watch pinged its location, our family lake house. I drove there in silence. The moon shimmered across the water, and through the window, I saw them. My sister in his shirt, tracing the same scar I used to kiss. I didn't cry. Not then. I just watched until disgust turned to clarity. People think revenge comes from rage. It doesn't, it comes from patience. I didn't confront them, not yet. I smiled through the dress fittings, the engagement parties, the guest lists. I even let her help plan the wedding. She was thrilled, thinking she was playing me. She didn't notice when I swapped out the joint account signatures, or quietly shifted Ethan's company shares, the ones I helped him build, into a trust under my name. He signed wherever I told him to, too distracted by his affair to read the fine print. Lily never realized that the catering, the venue, the designer gown, every contract was in her name. Every bill, every debt. I made sure of it. Ethan didn't notice either when I saved his messages, his photos, his late-night confessions, everything that could destroy his spotless reputation. On the morning of the wedding, I let it all unravel. I sent the evidence texts, photos, receipts to his partners, his clients, and his parents, timed perfectly as Lily walked down the aisle. When I entered, seeing her sitting in my place wasn't a coincidence. She thought it was her victory. She had no idea the marriage license had her name beside his, not mine. She wasn't just stealing my wedding, she was inheriting his ruin. When I leaned in that day, I whispered only for words, "They know about you." By the time he reached the doors, his phone was already buzzing, the first wave of his downfall. Lily's face went ghost white when the wedding coordinator walked up, folder in hand, asking for payment. Her dream wedding, my wedding, was now her debt. They thought they'd taken everything from me, but what they took was poisoned. Weeks later, I sat by the same lake where I'd once found them. The air was cold and still, the water quiet. I could almost hear echoes of that night, her laughter, his low promises fading like smoke. Ethan lost his company, his investors, his name. Lily lost her credit, her friends, and the man she thought would save her. She called me once. I didn't pick up. Revenge doesn't always roar. Sometimes it whispers. I don't wear the ring anymore, but I kept it, not for love, but as a reminder of precision, of how power tastes when you stop begging for fairness and start creating your own justice. People tell me I should move on, that I deserve peace. Maybe they're right, but peace was never what I wanted. I wanted the truth to burn, and it did because they deserved it.